We should be live. Let's see how long it goes. I'm just gonna message Ross 1 second. Just to make sure that I don't have anything going or anything that's up. Yeah, everything should be fine. Alright, just message Ross to make sure that my stream is up. I'm going to do my own check on YouTube, make sure everything is fine by me. See if we are actually in, because YouTube does like doing this. Let's see. Alright, we should have... This is lobby A. And then lobby B. Yeah. Alright. We are live. So, for those that aren't aware, lobby A is going to be the 5 teams that we had in the ALR eSports last season. Which means it's going to be, for those who aren't aware, it's going to be the 5 teams that were here last season. This is round 1. This is round 1, lobby A qualifying. So you got Project Platypus. You'll know their distinctive colour, the orange, the black, and the teal. And then you've got Eric, so you got the gold and the black on the front of on their card. Then you've got Panthera, all in the red, one in the Porsche, one in the RSO1, the other one in blue McLaren. And then you've got Pegasus as well. You'll see the purple, the black, and the green on the cards of RSA. And then Chris and Pumpkin Patch when we have them as well. We are missing one person. We'll get them in shortly. Then we'll be good to go. Cap is the issue. See you, Ross. It's yeah, just trying to figure out a workaround Cap's game at the moment. Caps keeps crashing when he tried to join my lobby. It's always a good sign. Had the crash at Tenta. It's a regularly scheduled GT crash, because of course it is. Hello, Pegasus. Yeah, we're just waiting on one of the Eric sides. You see, and then you got the V2 as we're going through before V2. Nice looking card there, the yellow, the black, and I think that's red. It's red or purple at the front of their thing, and being told that Kepler has joined the room. That might be progress. Let's see, is he gonna stick? Javi's just saying that he's done a lap and a half there. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what we're looking at. Javi, 16.4. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks very good from Javi. Just seeing if Kepler can get in. So, a new dawn rises. We are on Season 2 of ALR eSports. hoping Kep can get in and ready up. But yeah, we're on to Season 2 of ALR eSports. The 5 teams that were in Season 1, that'll be the familiar teams, they are in this lobby. This is Lobby A for the first race of the season. And then, obviously, we also have Lobby B, which is currently being streamed on the same channel. Ross and Vex has got a hold of that. That'll be the 5 new teams. We have 15 people in the lobby and 15 people readied up. So it looks like Kepler has managed to figure it out. But yeah, so the 5 new teams are in that lobby, and then the best 15 drivers, based on time going through qualifying, will be the 15 that are in Lobby A. Ross will then join me, and then we'll go through Lobby A as a group. So everyone, we should be starting soon. I'm keen to get this started as close to 8 o'clock as we humanly can, purely because I don't want to be the one that holds everything up. So just going through, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Eric's, and then the Project Platypus, yeah. Alright, so everything is good. Everything is good. We have the 15 people we are meant to have. Qualifying is on the right settings. Preset weather, equal conditions mode is on 6 and then ×2 just to make sure everyone is aware that these settings are correct and maybe spot anything that I don't, but either way, that means we are all but ready to go. And with that being said, let's go. Let's go. First qualifying of the season. ALR eSports Season 2. You started, yeah, we're just about to get in. We've just put 10 minutes on the clock here. Let's, the means will be maybe about 15-20 seconds behind you, I reckon, by the end of this, Ross, so just keep wary of that. But yeah, it looks like Javi is going to be the first one out. Obviously, just did a 16.4 in the qualifying, well, in the practice session we just did beforehand. Was hoping he was saying he should have saved that lap for quali. Well, he got another chance to put it together. Wesley still in the pits. Skyline as well. Just looking through the two of the Pegasus guys coming out beside each other. They might be able to help each other through qualifying. So Javi doesn't need this traffic, doesn't need a slipstream, doesn't need anything. He got himself a 16.4 prior to this lobby starting. Let's see if he can replicate that 16.4 in this qualifying session. That might be enough for pole if he does. Bearing in mind, pole is only awarded to the fastest time over both lobbies. Well, it should be the favourite here would definitely be Javi from lobby A here. We'll see whether or not that stands up to what happens with the new guys in lobby B. But as we go along, we're about to get started officially. So Javi is now on his first flying lap for the first time here in ALR eSports Season 2. Eric's is going to get us kicked off. Then the rest of the guys are now following in behind. Clemson is the next contract mortal after that. But we'll go back to Javi as he goes up the hill now. I'm actually going to go into chase cam for qualifying because I think it's better than the actual television camera, just to keep an eye on what people are doing. I'm not entirely sure if Javi's managed to keep that in bounds. We'll wait and see as we head down here. He has kept it in bounds, so that will be valid. Sliding a little bit here through the first of two 90-degree right-handers. We now head up the hill onto the straight. The Lamborghini not a favoured tracker, a favoured car on this track. So we will see whether or not he's going to be able to get a good enough time out of it. If he can get a good enough time out of it, then this race later on could be very interesting for Aaron. So now head down to the final chicane here at the bottom of the straight. Headed back up the hill for the final time as Javi looks a little bit unsettled there at the top of the hill. What is it going to be? Definitely going to be a 16, but how close? 16.6. Going to be the first time on the board. That is a nice little benchmark to start us off. Nice little banker lap. 18.5 there for Clemson. In 19.1, Peachy, 17.9. And then you've got Zico, 4 tenths off the back, 17.0. Now we're going to head down. Kepler is the next car. Lamborghini again. It's not a good time. It's an 18.7. Skyline over there as well. Kellen to the line. The first of the Project Platypus cars. Only good enough for 4th right now. It doesn't look like Perry has done an awfully good time on his own accord. Let's see. RSA, 18.1. It's only good enough for the middle of the pack. 17.7 is good enough for 7th so far. And Wesley is good enough for 6th. So we'll go back to Javi. Everyone is starting to fight for position here, actually. So we'll just take a look at what's going on. Zico now following through. 4 or 5 cars here just lining up, ready to take another shot. This Clemson is the one getting out of the way. I think that is Auto going on through. Zico also has someone directly behind him. That's nice. So we head down the hill, up the hill now. We'll go back to Javi because he's now the next one to the line. No pit stop at the moment. 16.6 is his best lap. Is he going to improve? It looks like he will. It's going to be a 16.5. No FGR in the top 3 in the other lobby after one. Zico is letting people through. Let's have a look at what Skyline's doing then. Skyline being caught up in a few of the issues here. Mortal up into 5th. And Snipes with a 16.9. He'll take 2nd place. Only to Javi now is one of the 2 drivers into the 16. Kellen's now into the pits. Wedley coming down the hill. Let's see if anyone else can take some position. Zico in 3rd. Perry's just done a 17.8. Pumpkin 4 thousandths of a second off the back of that. And RSA an 18.0 has got to find some time. See a 76 there for Chris. That is good news for him. He's up into a 9th. Wedley improves by nearly 2 tenths of a second, but it's still only puts him into no man's land here in 7th. You would expect that the top 6 or 7 should be okay for Lobby 8 in this in the race itself, but we'll wait and see how much quicker that 2nd lobby might be. So let's have a look. Kellen is on an outlap now. Let's see again. Happy, is he going into the pits? He is not. Let's see if he's any quicker. He is not. Or is he? He is. He is a 16.445, and he said he wanted to save that lap. And he's absolutely nailed it again in qualifying. So Javi is in complete control by a half second. Absolute cruise control in this qualifying so far. Snipes is going to the line. It is a 16.6, and that time has now just been chunked out 3 tenths of a second. Snipes is on fire so far in this qualifying session here for 4v2, so Super GT 16.435. That is good enough to actually put himself onto proper pole. If that's the quickest time in Lobby B, it's only about a 100th of a second, but it's still quicker. Oh, look, Kellen is on an outlap. We're actually going to follow Kellen here on his proper lap. He's currently in 5th, which means he's probably got more time in it. 17.0 at the moment. Skyline and Snipes, so V2 have been absolutely flying in this qualifying session. 2 of their drivers all but guaranteed into Lobby A as it stands with those times. Doubt there'll be 15 drivers quicker than them both doing the 17 flat or a 16.6 in Snipes' case. There's no way be 15 quicker than that. Kellen is not having a good first sector here in the Lexus. The 2 cars in front of him having a bit of a kerfuffle as well. That looked like it might be a penalty here for Kellen. Javi is now in the pits. It is a penalty for Kellen. That will be the end of his lap. Penalty here as well. Perry's going by. It looks like there's some help here by his teammates, so we'll actually follow the rest of Perry's lap as he now goes up the hill in the Mazda. Keeps it going. Can he do a better lap than the 17.8 that he's currently on? He should be from here. Possibly it is. It's a 17.3. And that puts him up in 8th. It's not particularly great standing for Perry in this qualifying session, given the fact that he is Tier 2 champion at the moment. 17.6 for Chris. That is a good enough time to beat Kepler at the moment. He has got to find some time here, otherwise we might have the first big casualty of the season. Yeah, at the moment Kepler is the lowest of the big drivers. So we'll see what he can do. He's got to find some time here in the Lambo. right now, 17-7 is not going to be within that 15-man cutoff. No way. And given the fact that he's 11th in this lobby, 4 drivers have to go quicker in the other one. There's no way that doesn't happen. And it looks like Peachy is going to be the one that helps him here a little bit. They're going to see if the slipstream is going to work. Nope. Peachy is going to be possibly in the way there. And it doesn't look like that was effective in the slightest. That might have done more damage than it did here helping Kepler as he now heads down the straight. We'll see properly. If he can find some time, he has got to get up the leaderboard into the top 5. It's probably the only way for certain. You were able to keep yourself in the top into the top lobby today. You look Chris in front of him now. No blocking. It doesn't look like Kepler is understanding this car at all. He's all over the place. Either way, he's going to take a 17-3, and that is only good enough for 9th. It's only up 2 positions, and again, it's probably not enough. Perry in a very similar position as well. We'll go back to Javi. Javi is the closest one to the line of those that are actually on a lap right now. They've got 2 of the chicane. They'll have one more shot afterwards. Let's see if Javi should get out with enough time to do one more lap after this. It should be able to do after this one. He's 3 times down now. Got to find some rhythm. He should be fine as 16-4. Should be top 3 in this. So we'll see if he can improve. He's got to find 4 times a second. I doubt he will. He had no improvement whatsoever. He actually lost time there. He's going to have one more go at this. You have one more go at this afterwards. So you've got someone in between Javi and Snipes. So there's 1 and 2 in this lobby so far. Snipes is having an absolute, well, incredible qualifying, and he's gone quicker again. He's now within 2 tenths of Javi. The 16-6 here for Snipes. That first corner might be a nail in the coffin of that lap though. We'll see as we go along. Zico. Is he going to be able to do anything? He's currently 3rd. That would be good enough. I very much doubt there's 12 drivers quicker than him in the other lobby. He is quicker again. It's only 3/300ths of a second though, so it's not going to be an awful lot. You know, Kellen, Skyline, Mortal, all separated by barely anything. They've actually gone over the line now for their final things here. So we'll just see who's the closest to the line. Pumpkin just did a quicker lap. So it's just going to be Javi. I think it's just Javi and Snipes that have managed to get through for extra laps. So this will be the final bit of qualifying then. Is Javi going to be quicker? To the line he goes. Is it going to be quicker than the 16.4? It is not. Snipes is on a final lap as well. We'll see if there is anyone else that's going to follow him. It should be the 2 cars in front of him actually also trying this one out. Clemson is one of those cars. Clemson not able to do an awful lot. And here comes Snipes to the line. He's improved again, and he's into the 16.5s. It looks like Mortal just went quicker as well. Mortal 16.8. And there's 2 B2 drivers in the first lobby, and Kepler up into 7th, finally doing a representative time. That might be enough to sneak him in. 17.1 is going to be the time for Kepler here. Let's see if we are not doing an awful lot here. We are 1 from the line. Peachy is not going to be able to do an awful lot here. 17.9 is definitely not good enough. So Clemson, Peachy, RSA, Chris, Pumpkin, they're all most likely going to lobby B. They're all over the line now. That is going to be the end of lobby A's qualifying. We get a very quick picture of said results. Let Ross enter these in if he's watching the stream as it stands. I'm going to very quickly go on my phone just in case he's tagging something. What's P7 in lobby A? P7 is a 17.1. Kepler. So we know that we thought the cutoff point would be roughly a second behind the quickest drive. We know Super GT, provided there hasn't been anything happening in lobby B, beat that time, is the quickest driver overall. So Javi through probably Kepler at the very least in this lobby should be good enough. Just very quickly going through. See when Ross is going to join me. It shouldn't be too long from now. He's yeah. So top 8, Javi from Snipes, 1.25 seconds, 1.25 tenths, sorry, of a second is incredible. That's a lap. That is a V2 as a whole actually in this lobby have absolutely nailed it. You got Snipes second, Mortal third, Zico fourth, Skyline fifth, 17.068. There's the top 5 for 3 in the top 5 for V2. Kellen, 4 thousandths of a second off that. Then you got Keplero in 7th, 17.147. Then you got Wedley at 17.3. And then the rest of the lobby, you've got 7. Oh, look very quickly. 1,000th of a second split Perry and Wedley. And then an extra just shy of 2 tenths split 8th and 9th for Morto in 10th. Then you got Pumpkin in 11th, Chris in 12th, RSA in 13th, and Pegasus did not have a good qualifying by any means. All of them, however, in the 17.6s. They'll take the consistency. And then you've got Peachy 17.9 is almost certainly in Lobby B, and Clemson at 18.5 almost is definitely in Lobby B as well. So just waiting on Ross to let me know who is meant to be in my lobby before we can get people switching lobbies and everything set up. But I don't know how the standings look for Lobby B. Apparently Capale, sorry, in 7th matched Skyline's time. If that's the case, I think we might be looking for I'm gonna assume that the top 7 at the very least in that lobby is in through. The top 5 in this one at the very least. So there's 12 of your 15. I'm just very curious to see if Keplero made it, because I think Keplero will be on the limit. He might be the first big casualty of this entire series. Wait and see. But yeah, for those who aren't aware, we are doing it the first 15 overall qualifying. The first overall 15 qualifying times from both lobbies will be put into the lobby I'm currently streaming. So this is the place where the top 15 go. The bottom 15 will then go over to Vexed in Lobby B and fight out for points in that way. Yeah, for when you see this, if you're going for the timed in thing, I've done all the, I've hovered over them both. You've got enough time to fix between the two. How are we looking, Russ? One of the FGR guys is probably Lobby B. Ooh. We might have a couple of big casualties then. I don't think definitely haven't got all Project Platypus in Lobby A either. Alright, so let's go. Let's see. The lobby set times are out. So in Lobby A, so in this one you're about to see Super GT, Javi, Snipes, Devil, Philip, Fatban, Mortal, Iggy, Rabak, Zico, Ahmed, Skyline, Capale, Keplero, and Kellen. Rihoki is one of the guys we thought that might have been in Lobby A is the first qualifier for Lobby B. Oh, that is a huge scalp. Huge scalp there. It's the first big one. Perry also in Lobby B, so it's 2 down. It's 1 down for FGR and 1 down for Project Platypus. Peachy also not qualified, so technically 1 down for Arix as well. That is incredible. 88th fastest qualifier. 16.8. I am very interested in V2. V2 have just launched that qualifier. They have got it right. They have got it very, very right. You've got 3 V2, 3 Halexes. They're the only 2. They are genuinely the only 2 with all 3 of their drivers into Lobby A, the first race. That is incredible. We've definitely, I think we've had a couple of scalps here. And also an extreme amount of people currently in. So we're missing. Got 15 or 16, so we're missing 1. Looks like that one may have just realized where he is. And it is Devil. Alright, so I can end the race here. One last very quick double look at the standings. Yeah, V2. V2 is incredible. That is not the team I was expecting. There is Dominic. Okay, he left the room. Alright, just waiting for Ross then. Edit event settings, so we'll take that off. We'll also take that off. Reset early dawn. Put that on 1 times. Grid start. Set by host. And everything else should be the same. Can we not initialize, boys? Can we not do that? Practice race. Custom weather. 1 times. Set by host. Everything else should be the same. V2, absolutely incredible. I don't know why people are joining. I don't know why people are entering in. It's very clearly not the same time of day. Alright, when you're ready. Just putting this in. Also, I need everyone to enter in for where you're going at the moment. Auto. That way I can get a good enough line on who's where. Iggy being 8th on the grid looks wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. M6, 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 M6. Oh, Jesus Christ. We've been invaded by the M6. Oh my God, there's a lot of them. Alright, starting grid. So, Super GT is going to be starting on pole, which is a surprise to completely nobody. Harvey. I can't believe Snipes is 3rd. Snipes has had an absolute blinder of a qualifying. Absolutely incredible. JM Devil. Where is the guy? Devil. It's 4. Philip is 5. Philip has had a blinder there as well, admittedly. Fatban is 6. Um, 7 is Mortal. 8 is Iggy. 9 is Rabak. 10 is Zico. Ahmed is 11. I'm being told by the list that Skyline goes first, so we'll see that in a minute. Then Kellen and Cap. Yeah, the list says Skyline first, so unless I'm told otherwise, I'm going with that. Capel, you're saying...
Hello.
So you see, Capel saying the person who said the lap first should go ahead, but you are aware...
Whatever GT says is ahead is ahead. If he and Skyline set an identical time, I'm assuming they did. Yeah, it says that on my lobby. Whoever GT put ahead because you were in the same lobby.
They were on the opposite one. They were in the opposite ones.
Oh shit!
One ended 7th in the other one. Skyline had 5th.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just assumed that Capel would be in lobby A. Right. How do we do this? Flip a coin.
Either or. Let's flip a coin. We'll figure out a proper way. Who do you like more, Pyro or Ross? We also started a minute later over here in lobby A.
You did, yeah. Eroticos is offering to find out when the laps were set.
1v1 race.
Go on then.
Go on, Eroticos. Go very quickly check whilst we're sorting everything out.
We can have a little catch up in the meantime. So let me tell you about qualifying for lobby B for anyone watching. FGR didn't qualify as well as everyone was thinking, and they weren't in the top 3 or 4 for a little while until Super GT just shot to the top of the leaderboard and got pole position. Rabak in P9 and Ryoki isn't even in lobby A. Yeah,
I saw that. That's the first major scalp of everything, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And then the other big story for me was Helix. Iggy is the slowest Helix driver behind Philip and Devils, and he's starting down in 8th.
That's a sentence.
Yeah.
That is a sentence. However, I think I have a bigger one in the fact that Snipes is P2 in
where's that come from?
I don't know, but all V2 drivers were in the top 5 of Lobby A. All 3 of them.
I'm telling you what I was saying earlier. The GR Supra is a one-lap specialist car, and that is going to reward V2 this season.
Yeah. We're being told by BX that Skyline set his lap first, and therefore Skyline will hold that position.
Thank you, BX.
Appreciate it. Alright, so everyone should have had enough time in figuring all of this out to sort out their own arrows, sort out what they're putting on.
Are you showing your screen, by the way?
I will set that up now.
Awesome.
It might be hard for you to do commentary without it. There you go.
Thank you. So unfortunate for Capel, but the results are in. You're going to start 1 place lower, but you are, crucially, in Lobby A. The only Aero GT driver to be in Lobby A is Capel. His teammates are lining up. Nominic only 9th and Spin only 12th in Lobby B. Yeah.
Alright, so with everything being set, I've put in the fact that we are starting soon. I'm just going to have one very quick lobby settings check.
Have you turned equal conditions off?
I have, and I put it on dawn with 1 time.
Good stuff.
Everything is alright in Vex's lobby as well, right?
Yeah, his grid was fully set before I left. He might actually have started the race by now.
Yeah, and we're going to start now as well. You know what else is absolutely weird? The fact that the difference between the first and the second lobbies is Keplero and Ryoki.
Yeah, it's insane. Tier 1 drivers are going to be struggling. Perry's in lobby B.
Oh yeah, he did not get anything going at all the entire time.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing, honestly.
Oh dear.
In quality lobby A.
Anyway, here we go.
I hope this is going to load up. There you
Season
go.
2 of eSports is about to go. We've got 5 lights on. If you want to take it away, Pyro.
And it's lights out, and away we go! And it looks like Javi has flown off to a far better start in that Lamborghini than Super GT on the inside, and Javi has taken the lead of this race before we even hit it. Jesus Christ, that's bright. Javi is
the side-by-side through turn 1 and turn 2, and it looks like Super GT's still got a nose ahead, and he's got the inside line for the next corner, and he's managed to close Javi off. Javi's going to have to settle for P2 for now with MT Snipes. Still a solid P3 there.
Yeah, he started P3, he's still in P3, and it's going to be a challenge for him to hold on to Super GT and Javi, but if he can, that would be absolutely incredible. He's got Devil behind him as well. It looks like Iggy has got probably the best start on the grid so far. No one else has shifted position, but Iggy has already got 2.
Capel is 8.
Capel, never mind. Yeah.
Something's happened further back that we've missed. Everyone is a little bit more spread out, but that is a fantastic start for Capel. That's huge points if he can keep that up. A little bit further down, Zico's had a terrible start. He's only 13th.
Yeah, Rabak as well for good measure. He's in 14th. He started 9th, I'm pretty sure, right behind.
Yeah, it looks like Snipes is having a battle for P3 though with JM Devil.
Yeah, let's go up. Just taking everything at the back. Down the inside goes Devil. Is he going to hang it? He's actually going to be beaten out here by Snipes, and Snipes defends again. And Snipes is doing a very good job so far tonight, even if it is just lap 1 of the race, but quality as well. You can't go unnoticed. How much of a difference the final race for V2 was compared to the first race of this season.
Yeah, this is very, very impressive for V2. All in the M6s again, so they copied the FGR strategy, but they made it work better because all 3 of them are in this lobby. Yeah,
and let's see if anything can change hands here. So it's still Super GT from Javi, and by the way, you know how we were talking of they might not be as good at the time trials. I just want to point out that's the
3
gap
seconds.
Already. It's been 1 lap. We're on
Javi's struggling though. Javi is getting harassed by Snipes at the moment. So that Lamborghini is backing up all these cars by the looks of things and allowing Super GT to really get away.
Yeah, and he's in... It's alright at the start, maybe not counting the chicken too soon, but he's in cruise control at the start of this race.
Javi's on mediums, is Super GT on softs?
Yes. Actually,
yeah, so
right,
that is why Javi is actually
Snipes.
holding on Snipes. He's off track and he's got the inside and he's better under brakes. He's managed to get P2. That was a great overtake from off track.
It was a bit sketchy, but the soft tire doing enough at the moment. Is he going to be able to hang this around the outside? Defending again from Javi. Nope. But here comes
Devil's going to get past him, and Philip's going to get past him as well. Triple overtake on Snipes. That's a disaster.
Oh, he went for broke. Well, he went for everything and came out broke, and it's not good news there for Snipes. Loses out 3 times over. Devil's on soft. Soft for Philip as well. Snipes is on soft. Mediums for Iggy, who's up in the 6 and is now onto the back of this train that we currently have in front. Mortal on mediums as well. He's been harassed by Fatman, who's currently on the softs as he goes through the end of Sector 1. Is he going to be able to do anything here? We're going to stick with this just a little bit longer. See if Fatman can maybe make a move. He's going to force to the inside. And they go into the first of the right-handers. He is alongside. He is actually ahead. So Fatman
great overtake there. Immortal's going to try the cutback, but Fatman actually gets a great exit from that second right-hander onto the back straight. He might come under a little bit of pressure on the straight now here. Capel under pressure as well from Keplero, who's made his way up into 10th.
I want to point out this. Here comes Devil with Javi. And Devil got in front, and I think Philip might be having a shot as well. Philip might go for the outside. He's not going to be able to have it, though. Javi defending relatively well to the second of the 2 Halex drivers, who are starting to make their way forward. The only issue for them is that Javi spent too much time on the medium tyres here, and in front of them, and Super GT is a long way away.
Yeah, JM has some clear air now. He's going to be able to start driving away from Javi, but he's got 5.8 seconds as a gap to Super GT, which is huge.
Here comes Philip and Javi again. It's not going to happen here for Philip on the outside. He's just been harassed by Snipes now as well, who's doing a very good job to continue holding on to the back of everybody here. Then you've got Iggy ahead of Fatban.
Fatban making some good progress. He's completely dropped Mortal in 8th now.
Yeah, they're still looking ahead. They're still fighting up front here. Capella in 9th. He's on medium. Softs of Zico in 10th. Caplero is now in 11th from 15th. He's on soft for Rabak as well. And for Kellen, mediums for Skyline and softs for Ahmed, who's at the back of the grid so far.
Yeah.
So Super GT is extended again, as he is now at the end of this, the end of lap 4, 6.5 seconds up now.
Yeah, and just as we've got Philip now overtaking Javi. Javi's just losing positions left, right, and center on these medium tires, which is expected. It doesn't rule him out just yet, but he has to have a good strategy up his sleeve. Everyone's got to run these mediums, so it will come back to him later in the race. Iggy under pressure for Fatban now.
Yeah, Fatban is having a flyer in the M6 as well, starting to make his way forward to the group. We see the 3 that's fighting for the 3rd at the moment. Because Devil has also started to disappear off into the distance. But yeah, this has been a team championship is not going as clear cut as you may think it would.
This is great for Helix. 3 drivers in the top 6. Ryoki is currently winning Lobby B on lap 7.
Oh, he had a bit of a moment there, sorry.
And Fatban might be able to get Iggy here. Fatban's on the better tyres still. As we head around the corners to the straight, but Ryoki with a slight lead over Perry. Perry's in 2nd by about a second, and then Hollywood's up in 3rd for Kavar.
They've got to get through something. The qualifying didn't do too well, and they're all in the 2nd lobby, so they've got to do some recovering very quickly. Here comes Snipes. Is that Snipes on Javi? It is Snipes on Javi.
Snipes on Javi, yeah. The next driver to overtake at the exact same spot. I have a feeling Javi's just trying to not lose, minimize the time lost with these overtakes, because he'd be losing a lot more if he was battling all these drivers.
Yeah.
He's lapping in the 18s right now.
All I'm going to say is that Helix are in a very strong position, given the fact that Philip has also started to drive away now.
Yes, absolutely.
But neither of them are catching Super GT. They're all on the same tyre and none of them are catching.
But in this team's championship, they have a huge advantage, because where's Rabak right now?
Rabak is last almost.
So he's only on...
well.
Yeah, Keplero has made a mistake, because he definitely hasn't come into the pits with his tyres looking like that.
They were 11th and 12th, Rabak and Keplero, so it may be something that came between the two of them. Which dragged them both to the back. So GT Ahmed gains a couple. Skyline needs to hurry up because his teammates are apparently outshining him quite drastically.
Yeah. Kellen for Project Platypus up in P11 and Zico in P9 for Project Platypus. Plus a P2 for Perry as it stands. Actually, he's just overtaken Ryoki. I think there's been a mistake by Ryoki in that other lobby. So Perry... Here we go anyway, yeah.
Capale and Kellen. Both going through with the penalty for Zico there, as it just looks like Zico's that 2nd penalty is just throwing him out of sync a little bit. Kellen and Capale are fighting each other tooth and nail through the uphill as they head through onto lap number 7.
Yeah, Capale is absolutely nailing his debut for Aero GT here in the top 10.
Oh, Kellen had a bit of a slide there, maybe too much
That's the
grass.
dirty air. Dirty air for you into turn 1. The dirty air seems to be a lot tougher nowadays. Fatban is now caught up to, he's still stuck behind Iggy, actually. So this is good for Iggy, because I reckon those mediums will start coming into a bit more play here roundabout now.
I also think it might be a little bit better for the guy in front, because Javi's the guy in front. 1.8. Iggy defended again from Fatman, doing it well, and doing it just about well enough to hold on to 6th place. And the soft tires hold behind Iggy. Gives Javi a bit of breathing room and the potential to get back towards Snipes and company.
Yeah, that was some really good defending there by Iggy. Very impressive, and exactly what we come to expect from him. He's in the Mazda, which this isn't the best track for the Mazda, but we can't forget about the fuel and the tyres on that car. Much better than the BMW with Fat Bands, but Fat Band does have the 1 lap pace in that BMW. So he can put pressure on, but the pit lane might be where he starts coming undone with having to put in a little bit more fuel.
Yeah, but with also Iggy being on the medium tyres here, they're very clearly holding Fat Man up.
Yeah.
How long is it before Mortal gets brought into this? Because Mortal is only 1.4 seconds back. You see at the top of the screen now. And he's closing every corner that goes by. So the longer that Iggy gets here, gets in front of Fat Man for here, they might bring in the second V2 driver into this.
Yeah. So yeah, Slim's confirmed Kep got killed. So that's really unfortunate for Kep. But still a lot to play for.
Yeah, to go through. It's Fat Man again on Iggy, trying to make it work. He's just not getting anything yet. He needs a better exit. He needs a far better exit. It looks like he's got it. Is he going to be faster in a straight line? It looks like the answer to that is absolutely yes. He now pulls out. Is he going to be able to get alongside and past Iggy by the time we hit the end of this straight? He is still there and thereabouts. He's barely alongside now, actually, as we head down the hill. He's going to have the inside line, but he isn't alongside by any means, and Iggy is going to hold on.
Beautiful corner by Iggy. It's difficult when you're on the medium tyres and especially with a Mazda that brakes pretty badly, it's got to be said, compared to the M6. He took that corner beautifully, and Fat Band could easily have moved alongside under braking.
Yeah.
And now Mortal's actually catching these two as well. So Iggy backing Fat Band into Mortal is not a phrase I'd ever say, but here we are.
It's just random eSports things. The first race of the season, it's already... Yeah. Iggy having to play third fiddle in his team, which is an insane sentence, given that he is literally the best person the Seven's ever seen. In terms of statistics, in terms of championships, in whatever
Records.
you want to put down.
He's broke them all, and most of them still haven't even, and no one's even come close to breaking them. But so, yeah, this is really good for Iggy, because it's going to come back to him later on. He's racing directly against Javi. They are both on the same strategy. They're both in different cars, Javi in the Lambo, Iggy in the Mazda. But they're both on the mediums, and they'll be moving into the softs when other drivers move on to the mediums. Capel also on the mediums, doing an absolutely great job making progress in the top 10. Coming under pressure from Zico, so this is Project Platypus versus Aero. Capel goes defensive. Keeps the position. Zico's going to try a little cutback, but I don't think... Oh, he is going to be able to get alongside, and he's crucially got the inside line for the next corner, where overtaking is famously difficult. Looks like Capel just backs out of it in the end.
That is an incredible move by Zico, may I add. Also,
Andy sets his fastest lap by doing it.
On the same note, 61 is the actual lobby fastest lap. That is insane.
Yeah, that's a full second quicker than Lobby B.
That's an interesting situation to be in then. The Super GT has got clean air, and it's just what I said earlier, right? So it's what
Super
I said
GT
earlier.
is on softs, by the way, Fracas, just to answer your question. Sorry.
Yeah, it's what I said earlier when we did the preview show earlier on in the day. If you got someone that quick, if they get to the front early, how do you beat that? The answer is you aren't going to. Unless that person at the front makes a mistake. And
yeah.
That's what
it could happen. We've still got 40 laps to go. We're only on lap 10 right now. It feels like so much has happened already.
Yeah, also, so we're just heading a little bit further back. We'll go back to the front shortly because Devil, Phillip, and Snipes are somewhat similar in terms of on the track. Here comes Skyline to the inside of Ahmed. As we go down the hill, Skyline with the inside line is going to make that look easy, and he's going to get that position up in the 13th. Kepler is currently still last, just outside of second here. Ahmed's not going to be able to fight back, so we'll head up because Iggy is now in the pits.
Lap 11. This is unusual. I was not expecting anyone at least until lap 14.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. You go further up. Kellen's in 11th, so you got Raback in front of that. Zico's in the wall!
Oh, Zico's lost it!
Zico
Project
is in
Platypus
the
in
wall.
shambles.
Oh, and the reigning champions are a man down.
Yeah, that's going to be massive because he's going to have damage there as well. And that is going to leave Kellen as their lead driver at the moment in P10, but he's actually not going to score as many points as Perry as it stands, who's leading Lobby B.
Yeah, that is...
So Perry carrying the team, but we can't see what he's doing.
That is not a good start for the reigning champions. Let's just say that. Absolute calamity there. Zico falling or whatever, spinning into a wall. Ravak is in 9th. He's inherited that position then. Mortal is on the back of Fatban. Fatban obviously now has clean air. He's got to get something going. Iggy released him the last lap. He is currently a whole 6 seconds behind the medium tyres of Javi, which is incredible. As Javi is actually starting to close back in on the guys in front of him. And we're going to go a little bit further back here.
Look at Philip's tyres. Wow, that is very... that is not good compared to...
We're gonna go
oh my god, JM Devil. This guy is a tyre chewer. What about GT? He's on the softs as well. How's he looking after his tyres with his 14-second lead? Much better, right?
Significantly better, yeah. I'd about to say... He might genuinely have the same tyres as Snipes, I think, is roughly about the equivalent there. And if you're Snipes, you're looking at this...
Snipes.
I'm about to say, you're looking at this and loving this situation because
he's getting held up by these two guys. These guys, like Philip needs to overtake JM because JM's tyres are in puncture territory right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be easy for Philip here.
He's actually getting bump drafted down by Philip. That's how slow he is with those tyres.
I think Philip would probably have been advised to, should have been advised to get past him at all costs. In comes Super GT off of his soft tyres at lap 12.
Yeah, I'm expecting these two to come in as well, as long as they don't get in each other's way, and they do. Philip carries on for another lap. That was not very impressive teamwork by this new team. Helix.
Oh, Philip get caught on the inside by Devil.
Yeah.
And Snipes in as well. That is incredible. So now Javi is back into this in terms of fighting for second because he's going to be on soft later on, and Philip is currently driving, without the help of his
pretty dead
teammate.
tyres, yeah. Javi might get him, but I'm interested to see where Super GT came out because he might be in traffic right now.
That looks like not a lot of traffic. It looks like
he's
just
got 3 seconds up to Zico. There's
Where's
a
the
yellow
yellow
flag out for Keplero, it looks like.
It is... Oh,
and Super GT nearly hits him!
Almost a calamity there. Keplero is on the track sideways, and Super GT just does well enough to get out of the way at all costs. And that might chunk a little bit of time out. Zico there as well. Keplero having an absolutely tragic day at the track, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's in the Huracan and he's nearly off again and again. I don't know what's going on because he's still got enough tyre life. Maybe his tyres are very dirty at the moment, but he's really struggling down in 12. Only ahead of people who've made pit stops.
Yeah, he hasn't been lapped. Keplero has not
taken
been
the lead, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, Philip into the pits. That would explain most of the reason why. But yeah, there hasn't been lap. No, it's just Super GT
that was for position.
Out the pits. Yeah. Okay, so Keplero is starting to catch back up to Mortal, so that means they actually have basically identical tyres.
Yeah. This is the right strategy, I think. I'm going to call it. I think Javi, Mortal, Capel, and I'm guessing Kellen, because I don't think he's pit yet, and Ahmed, are all on... Oh no, not Kellen. Kellen's still on softs and still going. In the Lexus, so it's pretty good.
Also as well. Zico, for that matter.
Yeah. Kellen can afford to do that because we know what the fuel tank on the Lexus is like.
Hold on, is Zico going to have enough fuel to reach the end of the lap?
Let's stay on board and find out.
Close.
I think it might just be good enough. Let's see if he's short shifting.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
About 80%, normal standard. Standard fuel saving for the Mazda by the looks of things. He might be able to get there. Yeah, he should. Super GT's already 2 seconds off the back of him.
Yeah.
After the pit stop, that is it's Super GT's time. Look at some of these 16s on across the board, pretty much.
Incredibly consistent tyres from Super GT as Capel comes into the pits. Mortal and Javi carrying on again in. So the Lamborghini must have pretty good fuel if it is still going right now. Oh, it looked like Zico just hit the wall.
He did. Look, we didn't have a good camera angle there.
There we go. He's just got going again.
He did run out of fuel as well, for that matter.
So yeah, from bad to worse for Zico there.
we'll go back to this. That's a little bit of a slide there by Super GT. Let's see if we can find anyone close enough on track. 6.5 seconds, 6 seconds, 2 seconds, 5.5. Super GT
So
had an
I'm calling
11-second gap to fill it, by the way.
Yeah, he's got a 20-second gap to Javi, and I'm calling it now. Javi is going to try one of his famous eSports one-stop attempts.
He's got to do something, because at the end of the day...
Yeah, he's still out. He's got... If that's true, and Super GT's going to have to overtake Ahmed, Kellen, Mortal, who I all think are one-stopping, and Javi at the end.
But also, Javi... Are you really either going to be able to do 30-odd laps on softs? That's not really a doable strategy. You got mediums.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't go medium, because I'm pretty sure we have to...
Kellen can. Right? Kellen's on softs right now.
Yeah, Kellen could. Kellen absolutely could. Mortal
especially with the Lexus. Mortal in, yeah, he'll be putting on his softs. He's in the BMW, so he's definitely two-stopping.
Alright, let's have a look down the list here. So, Devil is only 1 second ahead of Iggy. Which is...
Is Devil on mediums by any chance?
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Philip on softs, mediums for Devil, Iggy's soft, Snipes is on mediums, so Snipes comes out behind Iggy as well, so Iggy's going to start making his way forward now. Kerpale, I keep getting those two mixed up.
Also, just to point out, Ryoki has been overtaken by Hollywood for net P2 in race 2, so Ryoki going a little bit backwards since the start. Perry with a 7-second lead.
Also, Mortal has beat Fatban out of the pits.
Nice.
So that's a reverse of that position where they were going in. So
yes,
Fatban...
Mortal did well to catch up to Fatban and now has managed to jump him.
Yeah. Fatban also will be on worse tyres, albeit Mortal is now on softs and Fatban on mediums.
Fatban's on the medium, so it'll be really impressive if he can stick with Capel and Mortal, who are on the softs now.
Javi now into the pits, 0 fuel. Here we go down. So yeah, there's no one realistically apart from these three that are relatively close, unless you're going to count this for what, net P2. I think.
Yeah, Iggy's going to get him in the next lap, I reckon, if not sooner. And this will be good because JM Devil will probably start holding up Snipes a little bit, and Iggy will be able to get away.
Yeah, and you see that also where Ahmed and Kellen have stayed out again. Javi is now heading toward the exit of the pits. So this is going to be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to second, third and fourth. Super GT is already in the distance. Javi is going to beat Devil out. He's going to beat Devil out, but he hasn't beaten Philip. Also, I'm not entirely sure what Philip did. He went on softs again.
He's done 2 sets of softs,
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see what he has to do on the medium tide later on then. But Javi has beaten the other two out of the pits, so this could be fairly interesting. He's on the same strategy as Iggy, so we know he's actually ahead of Iggy as well. So there's a lot that's still to play for, and Javi is doing it rather well right now.
And we've got 5 different teams in the top 5 currently. As Super GT just gets past Ahmed there, but they're on different strategies anyway. So we have Project Platypus in P1, we've heard that before, but he's just coming into the pits now is Falcons GT Ahmed. So yeah, balance is restored. Super GT finally back to the front of the grid again.
He's on medium tyres, by the way, and he's doing 72s. He is doing the quali time of the split. I would just like to point this out. He's doing the quali time of the split.
Yeah.
On the medium tyres.
It's looking done and dusted for the race win. I'll say that. Philip doing an incredible P2, but he's still got his medium tyres. He is going to start getting caught by Javi now. 7.7 is the gap currently, so we'll see how that reduces over the next few laps. And then JM Devil's still ahead of Iggy, so what's going on there? Why hasn't Iggy got past JM Devil?
Just haven't got close enough by the looks of things there. Javi's been able to tow him along for a little while because they've only just got out of that second gap. So it looks like Devil might start to fall back a little bit now that he doesn't have that tow. And if that's the case, then Iggy should have him lap or two's time. Snipes also there as well. He's still hanging about on the back of Iggy, and then Capel in 7th is doing a good job. Everyone's done their first pit stop, so that's an actual position for now.
Yeah, and the longer this goes on, the more comfortable it's going to be for JM as well, as the tyres start to come to him.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how they go through this chicane. Most of these drivers are taking it just in third gear. They're not even downshifting to go through that pretty slow chicane usually, but these guys are taking so much speed through the corner. I think that's where a lot of their time is coming from at the front of this field.
Yeah, definitely. That would not be surprising. That final sector is an absolute killer if you get it wrong. Javi also extending on Devil now, but as we expected, soft to medium tire, well, soft against mediums. Iggy is just kind of... oh, that's a line. He somehow gained on Iggy through the corners with that line. I'm not entirely sure how.
It's the new racing line, chaps.
That looked like he was significantly on the grass. Don't know if Iggy did something wrong or whatever, but yeah, Devil was very clearly on the grass. You can tell because Eric's Javi is starting to drive away. So, let's see what happened there. Let's see what Iggy is about to do. Snipes has had a bit of an issue. He's had to drop back, all the way back to Capale now. And all that work he did at the start of the race might be about to be undone.
Yeah, he's dropped off the back of Iggy, and he's on the mediums. He's getting caught by Capale, which isn't too much of a surprise now that Capale's on the softs. Capale's got to look over his shoulder a little bit as well, though, because Mortal's right there.
I can't tell whether or not that Snipes one was a penalty or a mistake, but he had to do something to drop
I
that
think it's
drastically
pace.
off the bat.
Well, actually, no, he did a 20, so it must have been a mistake.
And
yes. This is now a V2 sandwich.
Yes, it is, with Capale in the middle. I bet he's going to enjoy one. He's going to be enjoying driving in that. So let's have a look further back at the moment. Fatman is comfortably off the back of Mortal now, with Skyline starting to hunt him down. So we have a V2 sandwich multiple directions now. Rabak 5.5 seconds off the back of Skyline. He's comfortably ahead of Kellen, who's comfortably ahead of Ahmed, who's 8th.
I expected Ahmed to do a little bit better, not gonna lie. He's only just ahead of Zico, who span into the pits.
Yeah, the tier 1 lads are not, well, the normal ALR tier 1 lads are not having a nice go at this.
Yeah, all three of these at the bottom 3 are being beaten by 2 tier 2 drivers. Actually 3, Skyline's in tier 2 as well.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Snipes and Capale.
Snipes and Capale, a little bit of contacts. Snipes
he's hit him.
Capale off. Yeah, that was a bit naughty, and Mortal gets past both of them in that. So Capale is no doubt going to be reporting that to the stewards because we know what he's like.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's got a right to be a little bit aggrieved there. I think he got nudged from what I could see.
That's going to be an interesting one to see if we can get a replay of at some point.
Ahmed's so low because he's going for the 1 stop. So he still has a good shot at the top 10.
Potentially. He's got to find some pace, though. Because
it's looking much better for Kellen, it's got to be said.
That is say, Kellen is 5 seconds ahead of him. They're on the same strategy. So he's got to find something, and he's got to find it quickly. Capale had a bit of a moment there as well, and here comes Fatman to the inside. And he's going to get him. He's going to get him here. Capale drops another one.
That was a solid overtake for Fatban. And now Skyline is lurking in the background. Is he going to get an overtake done as well? Pretty solid exit there from Capale, and he's got the slipstream to protect him as well. He might actually have a go at Fatban here. He's got the slipstream really well. Fatban going defensive. Soft versus mediums as well.
It should be.
He squeezed him out, and he's... Yeah, that was great. That was great. That was some good covering off there from Capale, and he gets the position. Now Fatban's under pressure from Skyline.
Yeah, that's abrupt there from Capale. He had to get something done. He managed to get that position back. It's stemmed the bleeding a little bit there by Capale. That's what that was. That was what that smelled like to me, going through. As we head into turn 1 now, Skyline is on the back of this, trying not to clip the back of one of these 2 cars. Capale is the one currently in 8th, just ahead of these 2. It's very close between them. We've got pockets of fighting between everyone in this race so far.
Yeah, it's a little Capale train that we've got going on.
We'll go back toward the front in a minute. Javi is still in 3rd. And yeah, well, before we hit the straight, let's have a look at what's going on here. Devil and Iggy
Devil's just got the pace on Iggy. I'm going to call it. He's got more fuel as well. Unless Iggy is fuel saving at the moment.
I don't know, but his times are actually worse than Devil. So
he's spending a lot of time in 6th gear. I don't think he's pushing.
That might be the case. Might be just using Devil as a means of pulling him along.
Yeah.
Snipes. What the hell happened there?
Yeah, my screen glitched there, so I'm guessing a little lag in the lobby.
I thought he just absolutely careened straight into his teammate for a minute then. That was almost that caught me off guard just a little bit. You know, Skyline still fighting with Fatban. They're still fighting for 8 for the moment. Rabak is starting to close in, by the way. Just a little bit.
Yeah, Rabak down in P11. He's going to be on the softs when some of these guys are going to be ending the race on the mediums, though. Definitely is going to have to stop again. Just kind of on his own at the moment, lapping in the high 17s, where his teammate will be probably in the lower 17s. But, 17s on mediums is pretty solid, especially when you look at Kellen, who's only in the 18s, getting dropped by about a second a lap, just under.
Also, can I just say, Javi is on soft sick, and can I just say, everyone talking about how Ahmed is doing a one-stop. What happened? He's, just to put it into perspective, 54.5 seconds off the lead, where Kellen is an entire 10 seconds clear now on the same strategy. He is having a nightmare of a day here at the office here, Ahmed. It's not going to change very soon. Nope, Kepler is going to have that add to his nightmare as well.
Yep, advantage is going to be handed back to Ahmed. So, bit of a disaster, I think, for Arix at the moment, because you got Javi in 3rd, Kepler's 14th, and then I can't even see where Peachy is at the moment in Lobby B. He's 8th. So he is going to score points, but that's just 3.
Iggy is starting to drop off the back of Devil a little bit. They're still within
his
the
tyres
second,
are pretty worn now.
He's starting to go through the motions now. He's over the second. Javi is 5 seconds clear of Devil on the soft tyres and is... I don't know. I can't remember I think it was 7 seconds, right, when he came out.
It was 7.7. Now it's down to around about 4. So he is quicker on pace than Philip, which isn't a surprise to us. But Philip's going to have to put on the mediums, and Javi's going to be able to put on another set of softs.
Yeah.
So it's looking a bit ominous at the moment for Philip.
Super GT is also going to have to put on a medium, on a soft. Sorry. I don't even know if he's going to. I don't even know if he's
going to be Super GT is going to be 20 odd seconds up at least at the end. But crucially, FGR aren't going to be P1 in the standings as it stands, despite Super GT's 2 points for fastest lap, and Ryoki's going to get a bonus point for fastest lap, but he's only in 3rd in the Lobby B. 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or currently 2nd, 4th, and 5th, are Helix.
Yeah. And also, you got the 2 points for the overall poll for Super GT as well. So
yeah. It might be close, but Helix definitely will have the point advantage out of that.
Yeah, it's a very good week 1 for Helix. If it was to end as it currently is, Javi is closing Philip down rather rapidly right now. But yeah, it's now under 4 seconds. Let's see if we can figure anything else out. 1.4 now splits Devil and Iggy. Mortal is just towing on his teammate at the moment. They're just towing along Snipes, who's had the pace of a lot of it so far today. Just kind of just unlucky, lost a few positions in a row there at the beginning of it, and then his incident with Capel, so we might have to fight some he might have to find some extra time, maybe if there's a penalty to come down the line. It also looked like everything has happened here that's going to happen.
Rabak's caught up to Fatban.
Yeah, Fatban's dropped off the back of Skyline. Skyline got that position, and Capel is in the distance. Alright, here we go. Fatban versus Rabak. They're both on the medium tyres for now. 2/10 of a second. Is Rabak going for this? Same car. No, he is not. He's going to stick behind him for now. Maybe a duck underneath. No, he's just playing his cards here a little bit as they come into the final sector. And Rabak is just going to hang back on Fatban for now. You can see Skyline in the distance as well. So Rabak still has the ability to get a couple of positions in this race.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's driving really well at the moment. He seems to have found a rhythm. He's had some space on his medium tyres to set the laps as well. And yeah, he's he set himself up to move forward in the last stint when he's on the softs.
Yeah, and we're going to also have to pay attention to the one stop here. So Kellen is 9 seconds off the back of Rabak, and if what we were told earlier is correct, the pit stop loss is somewhere in the region of maybe just shy of 25. That was a bit of a messy corner there by Kellen. So the pit lane is lost somewhere in the region of about 25 seconds, right?
Yeah.
That means we're looking at about 22 seconds, which would be all the way up with Devil at the moment for Kellen on the one stop. So
yeah,
some people are going to have to...
The fact that the top 5 is on the cards for Kellen is insane, if that ends up being the case.
Yeah. Also, Snipes got past Mortal here, so those two did a switch. Snipes is going to go for it now. Yeah. Mortal's tires are starting to drop off just a little bit, especially in comparison. Capel,
yeah, we'll see him in soon.
Yeah, it looked like we're going to go a free battle again here. Just not going to involve Capel, because Skyline, Fatban, and Rabak are right beside each other now.
Yeah,
Rabak might be in a bit of an issue for the way he took that turn one. Yep, that was bad. I spotted that from a mile away.
That might be and he's off track as well. He's lost his head a little bit after getting that penalty. Clearly, he got it at the absolute worst time. He was just reeling in Fatban. You can't afford to put a foot wrong when you're racing these guys, because they aren't, and this is going to penalise him quite a lot on this track. This 1 second is going to be maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, given the fact that it's definitely one M6 ahead in the distance, 1.6 now for Fatban. The gap as we got actually going to go to it's going to be Philip going into the pit. So Philip is coming in now, lap 28 of 50. So he's going to do what, 22 laps.
22 on. I'm assuming it's going to be the mediums when he comes out, because he's done 2 softs already. So this is the start of the stint that will be make or break for Philip as to whether he'll get on the podium or not, but he's going to have a nice undercut on everybody, at least to start with.
Yeah. It looked like Halex definitely came prepared. They're not as quick as Super GT, but they have the numbers, and that's what matters.
Yeah. And just need to shout out V2 again, because this is a performance that we haven't seen last season. 2 in the top 6, they didn't manage. Or maybe they did just once all season, and we've doubled the amount of teams, and look where they are.
Yeah, and the funny
5th,
thing
6th,
about...
and 8th.
Yeah, the funniest thing about all of this is that last season, if they had just done the practice or anything, they could have potentially have won. Or at least been in a fight. Well, on this performance, been in a fight with Project Platypus and Arix. They are outscoring both teams. Obviously.
You're right, actually. They're due to be the highest placed team in the rankings from last season.
So
as it stands. Wow.
It's not like they haven't had a good day, and all it takes is a couple of them. If they had them last season, then we might have been talking about a different story. Also, Snipes is just absolutely blown by Morton. Now, he cleared him, and he's actually going after Iggy. He is closing in, and I don't know about what happened between him and Capel. We didn't quite get a good enough camera angle shot of it to be conclusive, but I am kind of rooting for him. I kind of want to see him do well.
Yeah, we knew that he was quick. He really showed it at times last season, but it was the consistency, I think, was a common theme of an issue for all of V2. But, dare I say it, so far, they haven't put a foot wrong.
There's the commentator jinx, where'd the spin? Someone dying, it doesn't matter, it's just a case of when.
But no, he's catching Iggy. There's 2.5 seconds between him and Iggy after 29 laps on the same strategy as well. So this is a BMW track. We got Super GT in the M6, JM Devil, Snipes, Mortal, and Skyline in the top 8 are all M6 drivers.
Yeah.
So is it the car or is it the driver?
I guess we'll tell you next week when we go to potentially a track that isn't more suited. But yeah, Capel is also closing in on Mortal. Now 2 seconds there. He's cleared Skyline, who's got is doing a number on Fatban still. Yeah, Fatban in 9th, and yeah, Rabak dropped 2.5 seconds out of all that.
Yeah, still struggling to catch back up to them at the moment.
That's where Philip came out.
That's how
came
much
out,
a pit stop costs you.
Can I just say, Philip came out 2.5 seconds ahead of the one stop.
Yeah.
And we know that Philip was ahead of Javi by pretty much the same amount.
So it could be close between Javi and Kellen when
Kellen
Javi comes in, potentially.
Might genuinely have a shot at the top 5 against the Helix drivers of Iggy and JM at the very least.
It's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough on very worn tyres compared to fresh for the rest of the race. We've still got 20 laps to go, and he's already done quite a lot of laps on those mediums.
Kellen might have had a bit of an issue as well, because he's now a minute back, and he's only 3 seconds ahead of GT Ahmed.
Yeah, definitely has then. What were his lap times?
Let's have a look.
He set a 23 and a 22. Oof.
That looks like penalties more than mistakes then.
Yeah.
That's
and unfortunately, this is what we saw with Kellen last season in Tier 1. He has some incredibly quick pace, but you have to really... Oh, look at this, Fatban versus Skyline down into the final corner of the track. Fatban does get Skyline with a great exit from the chicane and takes P8 really convincingly there.
Yeah, also Iggy into the pits. Iggy has just come in for his final stop. Let's see where he comes out. He'll be out behind Philip for certain, but is he going to be out behind Kellen?
Yeah, that's crucial because there's a little bit of traffic in that section of the track, and Iggy might be about to feed into it. So he's putting all his fuel.
Starting to head out now, I think. Yeah. No, he is starting to head out now. Whereabouts is he going to come out then?
He's still coming out. He's behind Kellen.
He's behind
Kepler. He's actually in last place. Iggy is in last place, lads. 31 laps in, and Iggy is last.
Oh, that might be huge as Super GT has just come into his pit stop. Okay. Well then, that's just turned very interesting. Skyline and Ramak are going at it.
Yeah. Skyline really dropped off the back of Fatban after getting overtaken there.
His tires.
So I don't know if he's had...
His tires.
Oh, he's in puncture territory.
Tires, yeah.
He needs to come in. He's got just one chicane left, so he should be fine. But maybe stayed out one lap too long.
You got mediums either side of him, so that's what made Fatban get him. And that's a penalty.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
I think that's a penalty. That looks like he's well over that yellow line.
That is a disaster if he gets 3 seconds.
If he gets 3 seconds, that probably gains him match to Ramak.
Yes.
We'll see. He'll definitely come out in last though. For now, Ramak's got 2.5 seconds to ping, and Super GT has beaten Fatban out of the pits and is still in 5th and had 1 pit stop more than everyone else.
Still behind Capel. So yeah, mighty impressive. Mighty impressive.
I have a funny feeling he may have watched earlier on and took your comment to heart.
He's on medium tyres again, by the way. He's doing another medium stint, so he doesn't have confidence in the softs.
Either that or he's playing it safe. Either way, I don't really think it matters.
Yeah, could be playing it safe. His fastest lap, I doubt, is going to be beaten.
Not unless Javi's going to pull something out of his ass in the last couple of laps. Let's see. Super GT still ahead. He's 1 second behind Capel. Capel into the pits. Same with Snipe. So any realistic danger that could have befallen Super GT and having to try and overtake a few people is definitely not there anymore.
It's not, but he's 21 seconds behind Javi. He's on mediums and Javi's going to put on softs for the end. So Javi there's an outside shot, but he still has a chance of catching Super GT with the tyre advantage.
I assume Javi's coming in at the end of this lap, given the
He's
fact that those softs are dying rapidly. Penalty for JM as well.
Oh.
Devil getting a second penalty, so that'll drag him closer to the Super GT and probably gives him a little bit of a worse position later on. So Iggy has already cleared Ahmed. That didn't take long. Snipes is ahead of Capel and Skyline, obviously. And then you've got, well, looking down the list, Iggy is now 1.5 seconds behind Kepler, who's just ahead of, just behind Kellen, actually. Kellen leading this little train at the moment. Philip, 4 seconds ahead. Javi is now in the pits.
Philip's really won out here. He's on the mediums for the end of the race, and all of his rivals are stuck behind Kellen. So he's
Yeah.
going to be able to extend that gap and maybe even secure that, well, a P2 or a P3. We have to see where Javi comes out, because Javi was behind Philip before, and where does that put him compared to Kellen, crucially?
Yeah, and now Batman and company coming into the pit. So Javi is starting to head out of the pits. Let's see where we are. Where is Philip? Where is that white car? It's not close.
Javi's jumped
Javi's
him.
out. There you go. Javi has
Javi's-
got Philip in the pits.
That is great. And how far behind Super GT is Javi? So
Javi-
he's 26 off the lead, and Super GT is 10. So he's 16 seconds. He'd have to be a second a lap quicker for the rest of the race, which is the difference between a soft and a medium.
He's going to have to be pumping in one hell of a lap every
Yeah.
lap. It's qualifying laps now for Javi, or he's not winning this race.
We've seen it before, Javi chasing down a driver in P1 and trying his best, but it was not an FGR driver. It's usually a Project Platypus driver, but today it's completely different. But it's the same story for Javi. He's got to just just get going, basically. I don't know what to say.
The more things change, the more things stay the same. Javi trying to come after a car that is significantly in a better position and maybe quicker than him at the end of the race. So this is just normal ALR eSports thing. So Javi is probably going to end second again.
Yeah, and it's interesting because how much will battling with those drivers behind and getting overtaken in that first stint have impacted Javi? He'll have lost a good 6 or 7 seconds at least.
Mm-hmm. It would have been
it could have been a lot closer if Javi didn't. Well, if everyone else didn't decide to start on softs apart from him.
Yeah, it's going to be a questionable strategy thing at the end of the day. We'll wait and see how it all unfolds. Kellen is now directly in front of Iggy, which is a bit of an issue if he's going to have to try and survive the next 15 laps.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Iggy deals with this situation. He can't afford to lose any time.
He's already 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds actually, at the top of 6 seconds behind Philip. There's a lot to play for here in terms of points, in terms of positions, in terms of just strategy and teammate rankings even. The pride in that still to go. And if Iggy can get this, it'll be 3, 4, 5 for Halex. And he looks like he's going to get it done right now. He's not even going to wait the 15 laps. He's going to the inside, into the chicane, and he doesn't even have to wait to the chicane because he's now ahead of Kellen and up into P6 on track. It'll be higher than that when everyone else pits.
Yep, solid overtake there. It looks like Kepler going into the pits. I was going to say, when is he coming in for his final stop? That was a really good stint there. Rabak is the only front runner who hasn't come in. He's up into third at the moment. And JM Devil as well. I just expected it to be first, to be honest, but not
He's
today.
8 seconds ahead of Super GT, which is cruise control, and it's 17 seconds now, the gap between the two of them.
Huge gaps at the front, but JM Devil was battling Iggy and Philip, so round about that area before the pit stops. So I'm curious to see where he'll come out. He was actually behind Kellen, but I think Kellen might be starting to struggle a little bit now, getting caught by Snipes as well.
Yeah, Snipes is going to go after Iggy for the rest of this race, and that is going to be a tall order.
Yeah.
He's been doing extremely well today, but that is a very, very tall order for him to do. One thing for sure, it's going to be naming lights for in V2 if he does manage to do that. In comes Rabak. Snipes is already on less than a second behind Kellen. It's about just over 2 seconds here between Snipes and Iggy, which is actually less than the last time we checked it. It was about 2.5, 2.6 at that point. Rabak is all the way up. He might be starting to head out sooner rather than later. He'll be behind the 3 in the group behind us. So he'll be out behind Capel. Will he be out ahead of Mortal? That's the question. It looks like he's just got the animation to start driving out the pits. Will he beat him out? Oh, he's got a 3-second time penalty!
Oh,
the penalty.
That's disaster.
Yeah, the Achilles heel for Rabak strikes again.
He did so well, he was ahead of Mortal and Skyline, which he wasn't ahead of before. And now he's going to drop behind both of them, as Fatban does a little bit of team orders overtake on Ahmed on different strategies, of course. Ahmed going to back up everyone as well to give Fatban a bit more of a cushion in the top 8.
And Snipes just got past Kellen as well. So Snipes is now released to go after Iggy, which is a sentence I didn't think I would ever say.
Yeah, 2 seconds, 2.1 at the moment. We'll see how he
also,
does
Devil
over the next few laps. Devil in the pits.
In the pits, and he's already heading out. Is he going to... He's not going to beat Javi out. Is he going to beat Philip out? It doesn't look like
be close.
It doesn't look like he will. No, he's not even heading out of the pits yet, and he is going to beat Iggy out, though.
Just ahead of Iggy, yeah. So pretty comfortable 3-4-5 at the moment, but Iggy getting chased down. Snipes closed the gap by 3/10 since we were looking at him a few corners ago. So really putting the hammer down and catching Iggy at the moment.
This would be... Yeah, oh, that did not look good. Kellen in the background decided that there's a lot of grass there that he wants to drive on.
Yeah, he's got 12 more laps on them. It's going to be tough. Ahmed's tyres are in better condition as well than Kellen's. So it might start to come unstuck a little bit for Kellen here.
It might, but also Pell is going to go after this.
Yeah, let's see what happens between these two. Very strong Tier 1 drivers, multiple podiums, both of them. Really solid defenders as well and attackers, so this could get a little bit argy-bargy.
Yeah, you look at up and down the list here. The group of drivers in this lobby is such a high quality now.
Yes,
it's ridiculous. And there goes Capel down the inside, doesn't even wait to the end of the straight to get it done, and just blows right past Ahmed. And Fatban's the next on the list for that GTR.
Yep. And Kellen should be a realistic target for Capel as well.
Yeah, given there's still 11 laps, it's only about 4-ish seconds, maybe a little bit of change on top of that between him and Kellen. Iggy is being chased down at the rate of knots right now.
1.4 now. We're about to get into slipstream territory. Every corner he's losing half a tenth, actually.
And
is he fuel saving? No, he's not. He's pushing as well.
The situation we've got right now is where we had earlier on is starting to fall apart, considering we were talking about maybe a 2-4-5 or some sort of variation of that. It's looking like a 3-4-6 possibly at this rate for Helix, which is not significantly worse, but might play a part in where we stand in the actual standings overall, especially if Rabat can get himself through a couple of positions.
Yep, now the gap is nearly down to 1 second between Snipes and Iggy. Snipes has found, like half a second a lap at least? I mean, I know this clearly isn't a Mazda track. We can tell. And Iggy's going to have tracks that favour him. But for a season opener, this is a surprise for me to see that the gap is so close.
Yeah. Bear in mind, we saw Ricky drive last season for Project Platypus against V2, so we have seen this happen before, but in those races, they were nowhere near. The V2 lads are significantly better just off the first week than they were last season at all. And I think they'll take a lot of inspiration from tonight, because if you aren't going to take the inspiration, the confidence from especially what Snipes is doing tonight, I'm not sure you will ever get the confidence to do it.
This is lining up perfectly for Snipes. He's going to catch Iggy right now, which is the start of the straight. He's got 3/10. He's got the slipstream, and he's got a BMW engine in his car. Also looks like Philip and JM Devil having a little coordinated swap there as well. The gap now down to 2/10. Snipes could chuck it in if he's feeling lucky, if he's feeling brave. The Mazda doesn't have the best brakes.
He isn't going to. That's fair enough. Just bide his time, I think, at that point. Iggy will have the better tyres, I think. It's close.
Iggy pit a lot earlier, that's the difference. That's why he's being caught, but the scale might tip in Iggy's favour because of the car tyres. And now Snipes is going to have a little bit of dirty air as well. Yeah.
It's going to be very close between these two. If Snipes can get past him early, it might open up an opportunity to break enough of a gap so when it falls back later on, it won't be too damaging.
Yeah.
He's got to get it done. Maybe this lap on the next one. Philip is being absolutely eclipsed by Devil now, as Devil is trying to go after Javi, who is not anywhere near Super GT. If anything, Super GT is somehow opening that gap.
Yeah, Sunday stroll for Super GT, but the only one of the FGR guys in the top 10.
Yeah, the issue he's going to have is
it going to be a season of one driver carrying the rest of them? Is that what we're looking at, or is it just an off night for the other two?
I don't know, but here comes Snipes,
here we go.
Who's very much alongside now. Within half a tenth, he got the inside line into the chicane, the inside line. Oh, a little bit of contact, and Iggy has to go through the gravel.
Yeah.
Like, that is, we'll have to have a
fine in my
look
opinion. That was fine. They were both. I think Iggy turned in too early, actually. In my opinion, I'll get flamed for that if that's not the case. But yeah, solid overtake in my opinion for Snipes. A little bit of contact, but yeah, a V2 driver in the top 5 now.
There's gonna be Snipes has been a significantly interesting component in that final chicane. That's the second time he's been involved in an incident now.
Just a little update as well from Lobby B. Perry's got a 14-second lead. Ryoki has dropped to P6.
Wow. Okay. He is going to have... I think Super GT is going to be having a bit of a long-winded message with his teammates later on. Pick up the slack. This is a one-way street in just that team. He is not getting any help whatsoever.
Yeah, P6 is 5 points, I think, contributed.
And also
which is the minimum that you can score in Lobby A, 5 points for P15.
Yeah. And Rabak is not getting very much...
He's contributing 7 points.
Either. Oh, will they even be second at this rate?
We'll have to see, because Super GT's scoring 4 bonus points as well. I'm not sure. He did a 145 on lap 39. That is... unfortunate. That's pretty slow. He's about to get lapped as well.
Oh, Mortal's last, and Super GT, there he is. We might have our first lap of the lapped car of the season.
You know what we were saying about V2? They were 3 cars in the top 8, and now they are 5th, great, 12th and 15th. But still really solid. They're in Lobby A. They're scoring good points regardless. They're probably going to be in the top 5 after tonight, but could have been so much better.
Should have been so much better, but again, we said it earlier, the V2 are prone to those errors, aren't they? And that's not good. Not a good place to be. So Skyline and Rabak are going to go at it by the end of this one. They've also got Zico slightly in the distance with Ahmed on a 1-stop. So it's not like there's out of it for these 3 drivers. There's a position each potentially for all 3.
Zico could potentially get Ahmed and Kellen in front. Zico's on the better tyres at the moment, on a recovery after hitting the pit wall.
Yeah, Kellen overtaken by Capel, and Fatman is comfortably in the distance now, by the way.
Yeah.
6 seconds in the distance on that, and Snipes also got past Iggy. Iggy is just dropping off the pace drastically now. We saw it earlier that the move got done and Iggy got into the gravel as a result, but Iggy is not fighting back. Iggy might be under fire here from Fatman. Never mind anything else, which is not good news.
That's extraordinary.
Iggy came in 8th. He might be leaving 7th.
True. And Capel, what an improvement from 14th on the grid to 8th, and he's been there pretty much since the start as well.
Is Snipes going to have enough left in the tank to potentially go after Philip?
Let's see.
That could be...
Yeah. His tyres still look pretty decent at the moment, but they're both about to hit 50%, which is when the tyre starts to lose a bit of performance. But if the mediums start losing performance as well, that's still going to be advantage Snipes. He's just above 50 on his front left, actually. Half a second down on his best, so that is why, essentially.
Yeah. Might just start to fall apart now. They did gain a ton of time on Philip through down into the chicane, but Philip's starting to gain that back through the end of the final sector. It's mediums versus softs. That's the real question now. Which tyre is going to be the better by the end? The looks of it, there's a little bit of drift and slide starting to fall
Yeah.
into the BMW. I think I'd much rather be in Philip's position.
Absolutely. This is crossover time, I reckon. And also 6 more laps with that little tyre left. I'd be a little bit nervous. But Iggy's in the same position, exactly the same boat. But he's got to battle to keep his P6.
Yeah, Iggy is just getting absolutely torched by Snipes right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's even if there's a stewards report made later on that scenario, that 5 seconds even going to be enough.
Potentially not.
Bear in mind we have Snipes has got 2 potentially coming his way. We'll see later on. Better.
Yeah, we have to see because we don't usually see many reports that we think are going to be reported. We always say it and then it never ends up happening.
Here comes Fatman to the inside. Is he going to get it? No, he is. No, that's well defended.
He might get a good exit though compared to Iggy. He does have a little run on Iggy's really sniffing his arse. He's 1/10 of the second behind.
Where's Fluffy but when you need it?
Yeah. I think he's last in Lobby B. But yeah, here comes
Fatman.
Iggy defending into turn 1. Fatman is not going to get the move done that way. He's got to bide his time a little bit more, but it feels like it's coming.
Yeah, it's just the longer you go, the more that Fatman's just in a commanding position to make this move happen. Same also goes for Snipes, who has clearly not given up yet, because he's now 1.5.
I think Yannick's asking, or someone with the Pegasus account, what's happened to his team. Well, they're in Lobby B. They're currently being streamed right now. You should head over there. They're currently 4th, 5th, and 7th in Lobby B. Doing pretty well, actually, so they'll get some decent points. But they didn't qualify for Lobby A.
No, the qualifying was rather dismal. All 17.6s is about half a second off where they needed to be in this lobby.
Yeah, it is being streamed on the on the ALR channel, so you should be able to find it pretty easy.
Yeah,
Fatban having a little look again. He's 4/10 back at the moment, so not really close enough as it stands to have a go.
He'll get a better chicane this time though, because Iggy hampered it the prior lap, obviously being so close, potential move and all that. It doesn't look like he got a significantly better chicane than him though. He got a better run down toward turn 1, as Iggy is just going to hang on for a little bit longer. We're on that 47 of 50, and Fatban needs to make a move before that window becomes far too short. Also, Snipes now within a second.
Oh wow, Snipes really on the march. So, yeah, maybe my surprise of the day in a good way, Mr. MT Snipes.
He's already the surprise package. V2 as a team.
Yeah, he's 4.8 ahead of Iggy now. He's nearly got the 5 seconds. He might even get Philip before the end. Iggy might drop a spot as well. So it's looking a bit nervous for Helix at the moment.
Yeah. Also, Zico up ahead of Kellen. Skyline's the next one in line there. Rabak is right on the back
Ahmed?
of Skyline. Died.
He lost 20 seconds on lap 44.
Yeah. Rabak's going to go after Skyline, and they're both going to go after Kellen.
It's definitely not over.
Could still get a top 10 at the end of all this, which after all the penalties and all that, he might
after that 3 he should be in the top 10, but he got that 3-second penalty.
He should be realistically going after Zico and company, but yeah, see if he can get Skyline first. Skyline.
Yeah, very strong race from Super GT. Fully expected. I think. Well, he said he wanted to go 8 for 8 this season, and it looks like he's going to get his first one. But this is the track that suits the BMW the best.
Ryoki's in Lobby B. He was the 16th qualifier. He missed out because Kepler are beaten on time.
Yes.
Oh, that did not look too good. Rabak almost into the back of Skyline.
Oh, and he's off track a little bit as well.
Oh, and now he's
flashing his lights. Yeah, not happy.
I think Skyline, and his tyres just had a bit of a moment. He had a second there. Also, Fatban and Iggy are still going at it.
Oh, this is it. This must be it. It's now or never, I reckon, for Fatban.
He's certainly, if he gets compromised here, he's going to struggle to get back. He's got the inside line again. He's not got it. Iggy
Iggy's
defending.
so good on the brakes.
Yeah, Iggy defending with life right now to try and stop Fatman from breaking through. And Philip is going to have to do the same here on the last 2 laps. But that tyre is starting to wear.
Yeah, it is, but he's still pulling away from Iggy, despite that.
Yeah, we're just going to
They're all kind of in the same boat.
Oh, he got Skyline. Oh, Skyline's off the track!
Skyline's off. He's lost it completely. He's lost a spot to Keplero. He's probably going to be safe from Ahmed, at least.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 2v2 boys in the last 3 spots.
That is...
Free spot for Rabak. He's got 1 and a bit laps left to close in on Kellen, whose tyres are screaming right now. Those medium tyres nearly completely gone.
If he finds some pace, he could do it. Let's have a look here. Iggy is still there with Fatman.
Round number 34 between Iggy and Fatman.
Yep, and also on the same token, Philip is there. Well, Snipes is still there. He's still closing in on Philip, but he's going to run out of time.
Not going to be enough.
Yeah,
1 more lap to do it, but he's got to find... he's got to have a great final lap.
He's got to find tyres first. That's the real quick thing. He's got to find a tyre. That front left is just going to be the one that does it.
Yeah.
And
Iggy's
also
still
Iggy.
just ahead of Fatman. He's kept the position still. So 1 more lap to go for Iggy. He's got plenty of fuel in the tank to be able to do it.
Yeah, Fatman's got 1 more opportunity. Snipes has 1 more opportunity. Anything else happening at the front? No, Super GT is just cruising his way to victory. He had the 20-second gap. We thought he was going to get. Devil is 6 seconds off the back of Javi, so that 1, 2, 3 is very much sorted. Unless there's a very drastic mistake at the end here. Snipes is just losing it. He's going to be just too little too late on Philip here. But Fatman is a different story. He is right up on the back of Iggy again. You know, now?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Super GT wins the race, by the way. What a win. What a commanding victory there. Week 1 of the ALR season 2 here in eSports, and Super GT absolutely demolishes everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic win. He was way too good for Javi. Javi just lost way too much time in that first stint to be able to do anything, and then Super GT just nursing it home on the medium tyres for most of the race. Fatman doesn't go for it. Javi gets P2, JM double P3. Philip still managing to get P4 in the end. And now Snipes 5th, and Iggy finally rounding the corner to just fend off Fatman. Great defensive driving there for Iggy. Crucial points for him. And then Capale with a great 8th for Aero GT.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Super GT to be finished so quickly. But yeah, absolute domination today from Super GT. Absolutely never looked like coming back, like anybody coming back at him from lap 1. He was gone.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, he said he wants to win 8 out of 8. Driving like that, I don't see a reason why he won't.
No.
Alright, Rabak 11th, Keplero 12th, Skyline 13th, Ahmed 14th, and Mortal off the back of everyone.
So I'm just writing down the results from the other race. Ryoki only ended up 9th, but he did get the fastest lap. 10th for Peachy.
That is absolutely incredible. The standard of driving and the standard of person driving in these esports races is absolutely insane. I have to also keep it up just for when going for auto, just has to make sure we got everyone as well.
Yeah. So if we have a quick look at lobby A, I'm just going to write them all down. Okay, so Super GT with the
Skyline
win.
is saying that Rabak pushed him off a couple of times. Oh,
okay, here we go.
This is going to be interesting, isn't it?
You know what to do.
The stewards had a relatively quiet season last season. Good luck doing that again.
Yeah, I know. So 3rd, 4th, and 6th for Halex. 7th for Falcon. 8th for Aero. And then next slide, please. Zico 9th for Project Platypus. That is in 10th for Kellen. So they all of Project Platypus scored 13 points, 12 points, and 11 points. 12 for Rabak. No, 11th for Rabak, 12th for Keplero. Good recovery for Kep, actually.
Yeah, Kep just had to sort of...
13th Skyline, 14th Ahmed for Falcon.
Yeah, Kep just had to recover. His race was over very, very quickly. It's another one of those. It's another one of those days for V2, isn't it? They're gonna come out of that feeling like they should have got a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to come out of that feeling like they should have got a lot more. I think Super GT's probably gonna have a word or two with his teammates as well.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pick up some sort of slack, because quite frankly, it doesn't get Super GT's done his job. It doesn't get any more convincing than what he did tonight.
Yeah, so let me tell you, from reverse order, 10th place, Kavar with 10 points. 9th place, Panthera, 13. 8th place, Pegasus, 16. All three of them scored points in Lobby B. 7th place, Aero GT with 19. 6th is Falcon with 23. Now we got the top 5. V2 still in the top 5, 33 points. 4th place is... well, actually, I think it's joint 3rd place. Project Platypus and Arix both have 36 points. Then we got FGR on 46 points, 10 points ahead. And then a massive 21 points ahead of them is Halex.
Yeah, it was a good day for Halex in the end. They didn't get... well, Fatban didn't get Iggy, Snipes didn't get Philip.
They held on at the end.
Yeah. Which could be massive if they win by more than 4 points later on in the season.
Absolutely.
Also, Snipes didn't get the 5-second gap to Iggy in the end. Missed out by maybe like 3.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens if anything gets reported and what the stewards think of it if it does.
But yeah, it was a good day for Alex, and all I'm going to say is Sick made a bold prediction that Super GT would get out qualified by a quarter of a second. And
no.
That didn't work. Super GT absolutely floored everybody. And even when it came to qualifying, and qualifying was what, in the end, wasn't it like maybe a 100th, sorry, wasn't it? Did they both do 16 fourths?
Yeah, it was super close in qualifying.
Yeah.
And it's a shame they didn't start on the same tyre compound because that would have been good to see.
Also, we've done... So this is technically the 9th race of ALR eSports. Gone through the 8 last season, now the first one in Season 2 here.
Yeah.
And Javi has what? Well, Arix in particular have what? 8 of the 9 seconds?
Yeah. that was chaotic, but like in all the right ways. Like, it's going to be such an open season. I think this was a really good opening for Halex, but I'm not sure how often they're going to be able to rely on JM Devil. I don't know if he's going to be around all the time. Philip did incredibly well for what we are used to seeing from Philip in ALR. Iggy, we're expected to see, I think we're going to see him pretty much every week, but they'll be swapping out drivers throughout the season. Yeah, I think it's really wide open. Super GT might come back really strong next week as well.
BX is saying that what if they're not as quick as everyone said they are. I would like to go back to the point I made earlier on as well. I did say Super GT will win the most races.
This is what we were saying though. Like, people were expecting 1, 2, 3, and we got a 10th and then 9th in Lobby B out of them.
111 and a 9B.
Yeah. So it's like Super GT is going to have to carry if that is what's going to happen every race. But I have a feeling it might be a little bit different next week.
I was about to say I had Super GT winning the most races. I also had FGR winning the championship. So it's not like I wasn't on board.
Yeah.
I was very fully on board. 16.1. The next fastest lap is a 16.7. By the way, that just underlined the entire night.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is incredible. But yeah, that's everything I think we have for you from Lobby A, the first week of eSports. It's always a fun time doing eSports. I love it. And we will see you guys in exactly 1 week's time for Trial Mountain, where things might be a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to suit different cars, so I'm not expecting 100 BMWs in the next race.
But yeah, nonetheless, we'll see you guys this time next week in a bit.
Yeah, thanks for watching.